All right, so today what we're going to look at is how to set up your QuickBooks Online to accept Bitcoins as payments and to pay vendors in Bitcoins. So our first step when we're setting up for Bitcoin is to come over to our gear and to choose our accounts and settings. Now once this loads, you'll see that we have this advanced settings. We're going to go to that advanced settings. Once we go to this advanced settings, we're going to scroll down to our currencies here. You can see right now our home currency is US dollars. We don't have any multi-currencies set up, so that's what we're going to want to do. We're going to want to set up those multi-currencies. So we set that up just by checking that off. Yes, you are going to need to say, I understand that I can't turn this off, that you can't change your home currency, and that extra fields, columns, and more are added to QuickBooks. That is true. We will be seeing in all of our customer accounts and vendor accounts, and even anything as far as banking accounts are set up so that we can choose what currency we are using for those accounts. Now, once we set this up, and it comes up, we're going to scroll down, back down to the currencies. Now, you will see a hyperlink here that will allow you to go to and manage your currencies. Now, Bitcoins are actually in the currencies of QuickBooks Online. And so when we come in here and we add a currency, you will see that Bitcoins are available. So we can see when we scroll down, there's our BTC, there's our Bitcoins. We're going to go ahead and add that. Now this exchange rate will be updating, but because this is a sample company, we're not going to see that exchange rate, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that. I'm going to come over to my Google and check what my exchange rate is, and you can see that I've got an exchange rate right now of $8,263 for each US dollar in Bitcoins. I'm going to come over to our edit, go ahead and add my rate in here, and save this. So we know this fluctuates on a really daily basis, right? So that is going to update that so that we have that correct exchange rate. Now the next step that we're going to take is to come into our accounting section. We're going to go to that chart of accounts, and we're going to add our Bitcoin wallet. So we click on New. We're going to go ahead and say Checking. We're going to call this our Bitcoin wallet. And we're going to choose right here that it is Bitcoin. If you do have a current balance in there, you want to go ahead and add that balance in. We have 100 Bitcoins in our wallet currently. Now you can see those Bitcoins, and they're in our chart of accounts. Now our next step, and this is very important, if you do have customers, if you do have vendors, each vendor file, each customer file is set up in QuickBooks Online to accept the home currency. So if you do have customers or vendors that you are paying or receiving in both US dollars and Bitcoins, you're going to need two customer or vendor accounts for them. Now I'm going to click over here and go to my customer section. And we're going to go ahead and add a customer. Our vendors work exactly the same way. So I'm going to come in here and add a new customer. Let's go ahead and say, and if you do have that where you have customers or vendors that are taking both Bitcoin and US dollars or your home currency, then you want to make up that other account, and just a simple -BT at the end will change the account name. So you can add that additional account. Now here's the key. We need to come over to our payments and our billing, and we need to scroll down and choose that this customer pays us in Bitcoins. Same thing occurs for our vendors. So any transaction that we create, whether it's a sales receipt, or it is a check, or it is an invoice, depending if it's a vendor or a customer, will have this exchange rate in here. So you will see that. So we're going to be depositing everything into our Bitcoin wallet, and we're going to be working in that currency. Now, if you are exchanging or buying additional Bitcoins, the way that you actually do that is this. There is a feature. Let me click on my Global Create, and you can see there's a transfer here. We can easily exchange our Bitcoins for US dollars. And let's say that all we want to do is bring over $1 of our Bitcoins. It's actually $8,000, right? So we want to increase our balance over here. We're going to go ahead and say save and close, and the same thing happens with buying Bitcoin. So depending on which way you're transferring that in or out. You're going to see here, now my Bitcoins have gone down to $99. And you can see that my bank account has increased by that $1 of Bitcoins, which attributes to that $8,263. That's how you use Bitcoins in cyber currency in QuickBooks Online.